Welcome to this presentation of model-based definition and geometric dimension tolerancing in Creo 4.0. So there's a lot of challenges in this area of trying to achieve true model-based definition. It all started with, traditional 2D prints. They're a lot of work, and it's hard to get everything in there, and it can really make for a mess. It's very visually challenging for a lot of people to read a print. That's almost a skill that's dying off, it seems like, and that can be a real problem because this is how you translate your design out into the real world there. We have started, 3D models was seen as the savior, but turned out to be that's pretty challenging to get all of that information. Drawings hold a lot, and to be able to put that in a 3D model such that you can use it. It's easy to put it in, but you want it to be usable. And a lot of what we found was it's all in the details of can't just have one big model with everything sticking out there. It can be really a mess. We need to clean it up. We need to make it easier to build. And plus there's standards on this. The ASME standards and ISO standards that really are changing and evolving. And they have to evolve to make them work. And we need to keep up with it. So it's really become a challenge for us and for the customer. GD&T itself, even if you just look at it by itself, is a very robust way to do it. However, there's a lot to it. There's a lot of symbols and having people keep track of all this. And again, those changing standards, that can really be tough because for GD&T to be useful, it has to be correct and it has to be complete. It really has to define that model or else it's really not achieving the goal either. So we have done a lot of work in Creo Parametric, and with Creo Parametric 4.0, we've got some really nice tools to be able to show you to really help you get your enterprise up to model-based definition. So a lot of the capabilities come out in both model-based definition and detailing, but some of them are like datum feature symbol enhancement, be able to put all those different symbols that are required by the various standards and to make sure they're right. We want error messages if we've got something that's wrong. So let's have the system go ahead and do that sort of checking. You'll see we put new datum target enhancements, abilities to define the target, define the callouts, whether the text goes inside or outside. Some of these are personal preferences. Some of these are standards that you have to meet. And so we've done a lot of work in 4.0 to improve that. A lot of improvements in creating GTOLs. Make it faster, make it easier, and do all the little things where I said it's complex. We need to be able to say, hey, that's an error here, or we need to have an all over or all around there, and we need to have the text coming down. All of those, again, standards preferences for the most part, we've got to be able to meet. Well, a lot of that you're going to see is in Creo 4.0. All of that comes under the heading for annotation enhancements. So now, again, enhancements, this GTOL can call out a surface. If that surface isn't there, you're going to get a message just like any other feature problem. But you can set up different combination states. Now they can also have appearances. So whatever it takes to really define and describe that part accurately and completely, that's what you're going to be able to do in Creo 4.0. Mention all those symbols. So we now have new text fonts. We have new symbols. All of these are predefined. You simply say, I need max material condition. Boom, pick that M, puts it in the right format, in the right character place, everything you need. And again, us keeping up with the standards. So keeping up with ANSI 14.5 and 14.41 and the ISO standards, 1101 and 5459 and others. We're going to support all of those. We will watch them as they evolve, but lots of new things come in 4.0. And of course, once you're done with it as a designer, you've got to send it somewhere. So we actually have support now for STEP AP242, which is really designed to be a STEP file format that allows for all this sort of annotation with all this rich information. You can spit it out in Creo View. You can print out the combined states. So if you have all these different states, one button, let's spit them all out. So really downstream use of it is the reason you're doing this. So we need to be able to support that. And with Creo 4.0, we really do. So again, back to GD&T though, we also have a new extension to announce, we have GD&T Advisor is a new product that works inside of Creo that really helps walk you through the process. So it guides the user. When you ask for a tolerance, it's going to say you probably want this to be a profile of a surface. So, there's some things that would be invalid. You pick a flat surface. Do you want circularity? No, it shouldn't even have an option. And that's the way it does it. It suggests this is probably what you want. It allows anything else that is still valid, but it walks you through. It tells you what's constrained, what's not constrained. It helps educate your users. So if you see a message in the advisor tree, you can right mouse, more help. Tell me about this. Tell me what that means. So you get more educated people doing all these different things. So the GD&T Advisor is also up to date, NCY 14.5, ISO 1101, and so forth. So it's going to point out any problems and have that built in. So when you build your GD&T information, you know that it's correct based on the standard you want to work with. Obviously, it's integrated with Creo Parametric. It's just simply another application. Say, let's turn it on for this part and start working. But it's very seamless. You'll see we have a feature tree and an annotation tree that really helps you keep track of all that, an advisor tree rather. So it's very streamlined. Here's my model tree. Here are the GD&T call-outs that I've made, and shows me in a list, easy to get at. I can pick right here and change them, make any mods if I need to find them, just like a regular model tree. And I can use existing annotations too. I can basically, if I have older ones, I can use those inside of GD&T and call them out and say, let's go ahead and change that around. Let's make it new. So you're not throwing away information you already had. All right, so obviously there's a lot of value to your customer for this. We're going to reduce scrap and product failures, that come about by poor communication. If you didn't define it, they don't know what it is, they're going to guess. That's always bad. You're going to have better productivity because it's easier now to either build these from scratch, to change them, to modify them, to be able to put them downstream. So it's a much more complete environment for your whole enterprise. And educated designers are always going to be better designers. And GD&T Advisor really does help that. Help walk them through the process, understand what you should be doing next, let it go from there. And then do a validation. Tell us something's wrong here. Oh, this has syntax error. Well, I'd really rather the system tell me before I ever try to hit the save button. So go into GD&T Advisor, let it tell you what's there, what's not there, go from there. And that is GD&T and model-based definition in Creo Parametric 4.0.